Grab your fork and grab your knife. Morning, afternoon, and night. Mama's recipe and mine. We're about to have a good time. Hey sis, eat this. Hey sis, eat this. Woohoo! Yeah.
Hey sis.
Hey sis. How are you?
Oh, I'm exhausted. I'm tired today.
What did you get after last night?
Oh, it was wild. Let me tell you. We had a 10, 9 to 11-year-olds over last night for a party, a raging party. Well, I had this crazy idea that it would be really fun to teach a little cooking class to my daughters, Reagan and Vivi, and a few of their friends.
I love that idea.
It was cute. I mean, I thought this would be so much fun. I texted a couple of their moms and they said great. So I had a total of 6 girls. I thought this is manageable. This would be great. And then, they go to dance class, they get on FaceTime, they start telling their friends. And the next thing I know, yesterday afternoon, we have 10 girls coming over.
Oh my gosh.
And so, or 8, I guess. So a total of 10. So I text Dad because I'm going to be making fried chicken fingers, hot oil. There's kitchen knives all over I set up little stations with knives. And I was like, there's like danger everywhere. So I asked Dad if he would come and help me because Jason was out.
Okay.
So anyway, Dad shows up in a mask. And I haven't seen Dad in a mask since 2020.
Okay.
And at this time, girls are streaming into the house. It sounds like a Harry Styles concert, but Harry Styles concert with knives because there's like weapons everywhere and all this stuff set up. And there's like, rah, rah, they're all so excited. So Dad's like, I'm like, why are you wearing a mask? And he's like, well, I don't know. I just have like really bad allergies or something. I don't know. Maybe I have COVID. I'm like, COVID? What are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, do you have a COVID test? I was like, yeah. So I send him, I quietly go get a COVID test. I send him into the office to take the COVID test. And I go in there a few minutes later and he's just sitting in there in the chair in the office, looking on his phone. And I look at the COVID test and it's positive. And he hasn't even looked at it yet. And I looked at it and I go, Dad, you have COVID. He's like, what? Oh my God, you got to be kidding. I was like, oh my God, what are you doing? I just leave the room and he sneaks out of the house. Well, meanwhile, I go back to the 10, 9 and 11-year-old girls with knives out. And by the grace of God, one of the moms who happens to be a friend of mine just came into the house to drop her daughter off and she sees the mayhem and looks at me like I'm nuts. And I said, can you stay?
Oh my
She
gosh.
said, yeah, I can stay for a little bit. So she ended up staying the entire time and helping me. And we ended up it was a big success. Nobody got cut. Nobody got burned. It was fine. But we had a great time. But there was that little COVID adventure that happened in the middle of it. So I just think it's funny that he was so shocked because when I called him later, he's like, yeah, I should have known I had a headache, a sore throat, a runny nose. I'm like, well, why would you come over? And he's like, well, I thought you really needed my help. I'm like, well, I appreciate that.
I don't need you to infect the 4th and 6th grade.
I just wanted to make a little food with the girls. Oh my God. So it was really fun.
That is so funny. Well, Court, I see that you've got a few party goers there with you today.
A few stragglers.
Yeah. Some that couldn't maybe make it home last night.
Yeah, they partied too hard. Well, one lives here. The other one just partied too hard. She couldn't make it home.
She's so known for that.
Yeah. No, they're the wildest 9-year-olds I know. Hi, girls.
Hi.
Welcome to Hey Sis, Eat This.
Yay. Thank you.
Tell us who you are.
Okay, I'm Vivi.
Hi, Vivi.
I'm Courtney's daughter. And
Mamu's niece. And we'll have to explain Mamu a little bit later. But and then who's our other guest?
I'm Jett. I'm Lisa's daughter.
Okay.
You might see her soon.
We hope so.
We had a cooking class last night with a bunch of girls, and it got kind of chaotic at the end.
Yeah.
The chicken was a bit scary.
What?
Oh yeah, last night's chicken.
So basically, we had to have like raw chicken, and we breaded it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the girls were too scared to like touch them.
Chicken.
They were like in 6th grade,
Those
Yeah.
6th graders.
and then like everybody else like went in with their hands.
Well, so when we like finished the chicken and everything, and like we finished the dinner, and so then it was time to eat. So then we ate, and then they tried the chicken fingers, and then they were like, "Oh, this is actually good," because I thought the chicken would be bad because it was like a raw chicken, and they were just like touching the chicken.
Yeah.
There's this girl named
Okay.
Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
And
she
she was scared of the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
She's also scared of caviar.
That's a
whenever
whole
we
nother
mention
story.
it, she runs away.
Oh, I am not scared of caviar. I run straight forward to it.
Same.
I run straight to that caviar. Same.
What else did y'all make?
we made. Was it like roasted vegetables? Yeah.
Mhm. I told all the girls, I put out potatoes, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, carrots, and all those knives. And I said, you guys experiment, do what you want. Cut them in whatever
And then
size, shape
some
you
girls,
want.
Some girls made hearts out of the carrots. It was really cute.
That's adorable.
We made these amazing pies,
We called them the ugly pies.
but they were really good. So
We call that the chocolate crack pie.
The chocolate crack pie.
our
You know
friend
why?
India and
Do you
our
know why
friend
we call it
Rowan.
after
yeah,
me?
because it like cracks it kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The top cracks when it's done.
So as I was saying, Vivi, India, and our friend Rowan and I, we were in a group because we're all like the youngest,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and our pie turned out perfect. It was a perfect shape. It tasted
It was so good.
amazing. So good. Some other girls, like the 6th graders,
Mm-hmm.
they broke up into like 2 groups because there's so many of them. One group made like crumble, but it was really good, and then the other group made like it looked like pie, but it tasted horrible. We all tried the bitter chocolate.
did.
And we all tried it.
I think Mommy sent me a video of that.
It tasted horrible.
Hey, I warned you, ladies.
I thought it was a normal chocolate. Like I thought it was like a normal little chocolate bar.
Mhm.
And I was the first one to try because I thought, ooh, yummy, it's chocolate. I've made that pie before and I've had the same experience, but I wasn't thinking. And she was like,
Mhm.
I know this taste and it's not a good taste. Like some of the other girls, they were like, oh, I want to try it. It must be really good. And I was like, okay, you're getting yourself into a really bad
Yeah,
situation.
Vivi and I were like, it's so good. Vivi and I were like, it's so good. You should try it.
Prank. That's a prank you were
Ooh.
playing on them, on the 6th graders.
No, first we were like, oh, it's so bad. Don't try it. Don't. Actually, don't. And then I was like, actually, yeah, try it. It's really good. And then they tried it and they all like threw up.
Those 6th graders, maybe they're not as
Listen.
smart as they look.
Well, I'm proud of you girls for pulling off a prank. I encourage you to do more.
Vivi, should we tell them about the spill chair?
Oh,
What?
spill chair.
What spill chair?
This chair in the
dining room.
house.
In the dining
There's
my
this chair in
silk
the
chairs,
dining
my
room.
silk dining room chairs.
Yes.
And we were all having dinner there. Every time someone sits on that chair, they spill something.
Oh,
I
God.
spilled lemonade on it.
Oh, God.
There's this boy named David who spilled pizza on it.
What?
Olivia
I?
spilled Coke on it.
Oh my God.
And India, everybody like bet that she like would like spill, and she did.
I
she, like-
literally had no idea that this was a thing, that you called this the spill chair. I had no
didn't know
idea.
that?
No.
It's impossible to not spill on that.
Well, you
Yeah,
know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start putting a towel down on that chair. I was an idiot to let them sit in the dining room, but it was fun.
All right. Well, I think you're going to have to point out the spilled chair to Mommy.
All right. Anything else that you
by
want to
the way,
say?
if you have my mom on here, she doesn't cook.
I know.
She,
It doesn't matter. It's not.
sometimes she made cookies, but my mom, she burnt the cookies.
What about Grandma Mary? Does she cook?
She cooks. Remember the In and Out thing?
Oh God, you've got to tell this story, Jett. Okay. So at their school, twice a year, 3 times a year, they have the In-N-Out truck come on Fridays to like have the hamburger day. And it's parks right in front of the school. And Jett's grandmother lives next door to the school.
And
Tell the
she
story.
pretended that she was a teacher. So she tried to get a hamburger.
And did she get one?
No,
What? They wouldn't let her?
no.
What happened?
Because they saw her walk out of the house.
I can't believe your grandmother was trying to get a free hamburger,
She was
pretending to be a
scamming.
teacher. Yeah, scamming.
She was scamming. Well, also, like, how mean is the In-N-Out truck to deny a grandma a hamburger?
It probably wasn't the In-N-Out truck. It was probably one of the school's, admin people that were saying no.
It was Jett's teacher.
Jett's
No, it
teacher.
Anybody else have funny stories?
We all have funny
pretty
stories, but that's a pretty good one.
Mamu, are we going to talk about the story of Mamu?
I was just about to. Do you want to tell the audience why y'all call me Mamu?
Okay. So I think it was a long time ago. Yeah, a very long time ago when Mommy and Mamu were living together.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And
They were?
yeah.
Yeah, we were roommates, Jetty, when I came out to LA. We had a little
Yeah.
tiny
Oh, wow.
apartment together.
So my mom had got a dog
Mm-hmm.
named Lily. So weren't you guys like watching the Ellen show or something?
Yes.
There was like Mommy and Mamu. I forget who was on the Ellen show. Who was it?
Melissa Etheridge and her wife.
Yeah. And so one of them was Mommy and then the other one was Mamu. And then Mamu and Mommy were like, I should be Mommy and you should be Mamu because we both, you got the dog,
Mhm.
but I'm still like kind of the mom because we live together.
Right.
Right? Is that correct?
Mhm.
That
And
is.
and then when my mom had Reagan, my older sister, she it kind of just stuck, Mamu.
Mommy asked me, what do you want to be called when Reagan is born? And I said, well, I think Mamu.
Yeah. And it
And
stuck.
so-
And then
And it's
I
still-
call her Mamu too.
All of you girls do. Like I walk into dance class and they're like, Mamu.
It's so cute. It warms my heart.
I don't ever want you to stop. If you even say my name, Whitney, it makes me sad. So
I love Mamu. Mamu's like the special unicorn when she comes to town. Everybody
Yeah.
gets excited to see
And-
Mamu.
and then what happens every time y'all dance?
You cry.
You cry.
I do. It just is so beautiful when y'all dance, and I love it so much. And it makes me happy, but it also makes me sad that I don't live in LA with y'all and I can't be there at all the competitions.
Well, ladies, thank you for coming on Hey Sis, Eat This. I hope you had a nice time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, girls.
I hope I can come on again.
You can come on again.
Yes, I love seeing your little faces, and I'm so glad y'all had fun at the cooking class. I want to come out for one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do another. God, I would love it. I didn't have you. I needed the backup. What'd you do last night?
We decided to cook the burnt AF okra
Yum.
because I really want to put it on the website, but I don't have a photo of it. So I put together a little menu. We did burnt AF okra. We did pork chops as an homage to Granny's overcooked pork chops, which Mama said, oh, well, what the problem was is she was making those breakfast pork chops, like the really thin ones.
Tiny. Yeah. Yeah.
So I did that. And then I did the sweet potato gratin that we love because we don't have a photo of that either. And it was a PD last night.
yeah.
So what I've learned is that we put it in and you want to turn the broiler on at the last like 10 seconds.
Oh,
And it
okay.
gets it like almost burnt. And it's so good.
Because it caramelizes the sugars and
Yes,
the
and the
sweet potato
Parmesan.
caramelize. Yes.
Yes.
That's really nice.
But I did learn you have to take, because I put full-time pieces over it, and you got to take those off before you put the broiler on. Then I made a lemon icebox pie, which was one of the first recipes I ever made. I went to a cooking class when I was like 5 years old, and I still make that to this day. But I did learn that you really need a full 24 hours for it to freeze up, because I took it out.
A little mushy.
Oh, it was like soup still. And it was been 3 hours, but it had not firmed up yet.
It was not a kitchen conundrum, but just not quite ready to eat.
Right. I'm definitely going to amend the recipe on the website when we put it up to allow full 24 hours freeze.
So Whit, it seems like everybody has really been loving having Momma Ashley on the podcast.
Yeah, her cameos are in demand. I think that she has a few comments from last week's episode with Dad and Karen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she might have a different perspective on some of those stories. So we wanted to bring her on to hash that out.
Well, welcome back to the podcast, Mama.
Well, thank you. It's always so fun to be here with y'all.
Yeah, you've got some fans out there.
Oh, good. I always wanted to be the star anyway. So this is just wonderful.
One of your fans thinks that you need to start your own YouTube channel called Ask Mama or something like that. So
who said that?
One of my dear friends.
Okay.
Mila. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
she said we'll be thanking her when you're making a mint on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's always a possibility. Sure.
Well, before we get into talking about last week's episode, I think that I have a little bit of a confession to make.
Uh-oh.
Well, so you know how you were saying that Courtney laughs too loud, Mom? Mm-hmm. Well, Lance and I were editing last week, and we were looking for a clip of Courtney laughing, and the laugh is me.
Oh, no. And here I was blaming Courtney.
Yeah.
And it was you.
Scolding me.
No, it was you, though, when I heard it, because what happened was the Nolan brothers talked so softly that they were telling something funny and you started laughing at it and I didn't hear it. Then I couldn't hear what they said because you were laughing.
I think it actually might have been me, though, laughing.
Okay, well, then we'll punish you instead of her.
I think it's my cackle. Because we were analyzing it, and Courtney is more of a wheezing laugh, and I'm very much the.
Oh no, you're like Aunt Karen.
I am.
Yeah,
I'm a wheezer.
I'm so sorry.
And so is Dad. Dad's like a
Dad's
wheezing.
a wheezer too. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
So I just, I didn't want Courtney to get the bad rap.
That's true.
I'm the cusser, and I'm the loud laugher.
You're the problem.
I always have been.
You're the problem. It's you.
I think she needs therapy. We're going to have to work on her.
Maybe speech therapy for my laugh.
Well, that's possible.
All right. Well, I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Okay.
And, I'm just not going to stop with my loud laugh, and we're just going to have to edit it down if it gets too much. But
You'll just turn the volume down when you start laughing.
yeah, I'm just having too much fun.
Yeah.
Well, Mom, so what did you think of some of those stories that Dad told last week? Did you think they were accurate?
Yeah, they were all true. I will say about the egret story is that Mitch called and said he was Mark Rutherford. That's the name he gave himself. And I still call him that, by the way.
Oh, my God.
And he continues to call me Miss Ashby. And so we have kept that up through the years, but I don't remember chasing the bird with a towel, I have to say. I think he embellished that a little bit, but perhaps it happened. I don't remember.
You didn't get up behind the feller and throw a beach towel over it?
I think that was just a bald-faced lie, quite frankly.
Don't let him see you.
I thought that was your dad just, embellishing his story for a good laugh. I do want to tell you 2 stories that they did not tell you because they don't want to own the bad things that they did.
Okay.
And so one time when, I don't remember if we were still in high school or college, but anyway, we were at Granny and Papa's lake house and Ronnie, Karen's husband, was out cooking hamburgers outside. And for some reason, your dad decided he needed his hair cut. And Aunt Karen was going to do the honors. And she did.
Was there alcohol involved in this?
No, not at Granny and Papa's. No, never. And so it was a Sunday afternoon, beautiful day. And so she started cutting his hair, but the wind picked up all his hair and blew it into the hamburgers.
Oh, God.
Therefore, no one really wanted to eat them after that. It was pretty nasty. And yeah, so they didn't own that one. And then the other one was about a couple of weeks before our wedding. Aunt Karen, the beauty school dropout, was in beauty school. She thought she wanted to be a beautician. And she taught me into cutting my hair into a shag.
What?
Oh,
And it did not turn out well.
Oh, no.
I had to get married with a shag
No.
haircut. Maybe that's why the marriage didn't last. I don't.
I'm sure it was that.
Was your mom freaking out that you had a shag haircut
No,
for your wedding?
no.
Like, how short was it?
I don't know. It wasn't as a matter of how short it was. It's just how ugly it was. How it was just kind of, layered. I don't know. It was a mess.
Okay, so I was at Mom's a few weeks ago looking at pictures, and I found their bridal wedding book.
Yeah.
So I don't remember it being that
Well, this guy had a veil on.
bad. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go back and get some of those photos and really compare this shag.
Yeah, you didn't take that veil off at the reception, I bet. It was just
She wore it her whole honeymoon.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like I had to wear a scarf or something. It wasn't that bad, but it just was, my hair was a decent length and a decent cut before she got a hold of it. That's all.
Yeah, you could have had a pretty updo.
Why would you ever let her do that?
I don't know. I must have been crazy. Yeah. Maybe alcohol was involved in that decision. I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. I was probably trying to help her out with beauty school. I don't know.
Well, you're a good sister-in-law.
It's a good thing she dropped
Yeah, that was
out, is all I
nice.
have to say.
Yeah. Mom, you've been talking a lot about is it the enneagram test?
Enneagram.
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 Yeah, what is it again? It's like a personality test, right?
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
never done it.
Well, you can do it online or not. There's a lady here in town who's they call her the mother of Enneagram or something like that. But I went to one of her lectures, and it's really good because it really.
Like, how did you get into this? It sounds cultish with seminars and.
Went to conferences.
But yeah, you've started talking about it, but how did it even come on your radar?
I've always been kind of interested in it, but I've never followed up. But it's a 3,000-year-old philosophy, I guess you'd call it, or idea. What it is, there are 9 different personalities. Everybody. There's only 9. You're one of those 9, with how you are. So if you understand how each person's personality is, then you can have more empathy for them. You can be kinder to them when they're doing things you don't like, because you can go, well, they can't help it. That's
Right.
the way they are. I will just go out there and put myself on the limb.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a 1, and it's not really the best one to have because
So do you have a personality disorder?
Yes, I do. I'm what you call subnormal. 1s are very dogmatic in what they believe. They believe that, their way is the right way. They're perfectionist, basically. They feel that if you would just listen to them, that you would have a perfect life because they can fix everything.
I mean, that is so you.
Yeah, this is all making sense now.
Yeah. So
But what is also funny is that with this personality test, you're talking about how you can understand other people better, but you're not saying what the personality test says about you that can help you change your ways.
Well, no, but that is true. You have these other lines. Enneagram is actually a symbol.
A cult symbol.
Yeah, it's a cult symbol. It's not a cult. Quit saying that.
Are you going to move to Waco and settle up in a house with a bunch of other Enneagrammers?
No.
If Mom makes a batch of Kool-Aid, I'm calling you.
Okay.
That's right. So there are like sidebars, if you will, about your personality and
Okay.
things like that. You know, like my own husband is very serious and not always outgoing and that kind of thing. And sometimes it irritates me to death. You know, just get up and do it. You know, and trying to tell him what to do. And if you do this, you'd be happier. You know, well, you know,
Maybe he wouldn't.
exactly. Maybe he wouldn't.
Maybe you need to shut your trap and let him be.
That's the way he is. And I need to let it be and let him be him, you know, and quit trying to make him into what I want him to be. And I don't want to change him. It's just sometimes I think, well, if you did this, you'd be happier. But no, he probably wouldn't.
Whitney, maybe we should take it so it can help improve all of our relationships. We can understand each other better.
Oh, we are definitely going to take it. And then in 2 weeks, we'll meet back up, Mom,
Okay.
and we'll compare all of our results.
What's the best number to be?
I don't know that there's a best number, but
Well, you said one's like the worst. Because I'm going to strive to be the best number, whatever that one
you
is.
can't strive it because you have to answer all these questions and then that tells you what you are. And it is interesting when you get it back because everything I was reading like that, oh gosh, yeah, that's me. That's me. I mean, it didn't make me mad or upset me. I don't care that I'm a perfectionist and I own it that I like to tell people what to do and I'm a bossy person, you know, and then I am right about everything. Whether y'all like it or not, I am. As another friend of mine said, if you would just listen to me, you'd have a perfect life.
Well, it all makes a lot of sense hearing you talk about it. So
This is awesome. Let's do it. And we'll reconvene in 2 weeks with you, Mama, about it. Anything else for Momma Ashley?
anything else you want to share?
Anything else you want to get off your chest, Mom?
I don't like to share. I don't know. I just like to keep it all in. No, I don't have anything else really.
Well, let's get to the hotline. We've been getting some great calls.
Yes.
Mom, do you want to stick around?
Sure.
You can weigh in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get started with the first one.
Hi, this is Laura, and I'm calling in I think it's a kitchen conundrum about my mom, Beth. My mom makes matzo ball soup, which is my absolute favorite, and everyone in the family loves it, and it's delicious. We have it year round. But one time on the Jewish holidays, she was making it, and she wasn't in her kitchen. She was at my aunt's house, and she went to grab the oil to make some matzo balls, and she grabbed truffle oil. But she didn't realize it, though. So she made the matzo balls, made the soup, and everyone sat down to eat. And, you know, people were eating it, but kind of eating it slow and kind of, my mom's like, she hadn't tasted it. What's wrong? And they're like, oh, nothing. It's delicious. It just tastes different. Did you change the recipe? And I was like, no, I've been doing this the same forever. Yep, truffle oil. Not meant for matzo balls. We always make fun of her still to this day. And when she makes it even in her own kitchen, we want to make sure it's with regular oil. So that's my story. Can't wait to keep listening to the show. I love it. Bye, guys.
Okay. That was a really funny kitchen conundrum. My first reaction is I think we all love truffle so much.
I was going to say, how bad could truffle oil be?
I mean, you've made matzo ball soup, Court.
Yeah. I just think those flavors probably wouldn't gel too well. So I think it would be kind of disgusting and also just incredibly shocking for the guests on a Jewish holiday to bite into a matzo ball and have that truffle flavor, because a lot of people don't like truffle. A lot of people. I mean, I think you either absolutely love it or you hate it.
That's right.
So
it's like cilantro.
Yeah. But I'm with her. I love matzo ball soup. I love eating it all year round. And I don't make it very often because it's a chore. It's hard.
Well, yeah, I would think that it would be yummy, but I can see where it would just be overly powered. And Mom, have you ever had an instance where you mixed up a spice and put in something where it totally changed the flavor?
No, I haven't, but the people that work for me did. We were making the chili rub pork tenderloins one time. they didn't put the chili powder on there. I want to say they put cinnamon on there or
Oh,
something
my God.
really terrible. And then when we realized it, we had, of course, thank goodness, realized it before we cooked them. So we just had to wash it all off and dry the pork tenderloins and start over. But it was something really gross like that. I can't remember exact spice they used, but it was not the one they were supposed to use.
Good to know. If anybody puts the wrong seasoning on their piece of meat, you can always just rinse it off with water, pat it dry, and give it another go.
Yeah, you can do it with vegetables too. If you put stuff on there that's wrong, if you do it before, you can't cook it and do it. You have to do it before you cook it. You know.
Yeah, that's a good kitchen tip. I like it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Should we get to the next voicemail?
Yes.
Hey, Court. Hey, Whit. It's your girl, Jules, from Los Angeles. I'm calling in response to one of your podcast episodes where you guys shared that Courtney got a perm and her bangs were also permed. And I just wanted y'all to know that I, too, had permed bangs at one point. I think it was the early 90s, and perms were in, and my mom got a professional, like at a salon, perm, and I really wanted one, too. And I had really long hair, really healthy, like virgin hair, and my mom wouldn't let me perm my whole head, but she would let me perm my bangs. So picture this: straight, long brown hair with permed bangs. So hopefully that gives y'all a little chuckle. I do have photos. Listen, what can I say? It was the 90s. We didn't know better. So in case that makes Courtney feel any better, I was in the same boat. Love you guys. Love your show.
I mean, I don't even know what's worse, an entire poodle head of frizz or
Just
just
the bangs?
bangs. I mean, that could be worse, actually.
I think that's way worse.
That is horrific. Jules, thanks for sharing the story. You did make me feel better.
Do you remember, Courtney, when we gave you that perm and we called you Twisted Sister? And then the other day I was riding around somewhere and a song with Twisted Sister came on and I was like, oh God, it's following me.
You're listening to Twisted Sister?
And going back to that was yours.
Hold on, no, pause. You're 73 years old and you listen to Twisted Sister?
Well, no, I was, surfing.
Also, I don't know if I would know a Twisted Sister song.
Either.
Well, I wouldn't either. I just happened to be surfing on the radio in my car and it came on.
Okay. I didn't know if you had it like on a playlist.
No, oh God, no. No, I wouldn't know one. But I will make one thing for sure. That permanent was yours and your dad's idea, not mine. I would have taken you to a professional. They went, oh, no, you can do it.
Oh, my God.
I can't. I don't.
DIY.
I don't do hair.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know why y'all came up with that idea, but it was yours and your dad's idea, not mine.
Well, I was severely punished for that idea.
And we did leave it in too long, by the way.
I like Dad's comment when he was talking about last week and he's like, it came out and we were like, ooh, ha. And and Margaret said, let's condition.
I thought it might relax it, but it didn't.
There was no relaxing.
Okay, back to Jules. I have so many questions about how her mom thought that just the bangs were okay.
I know.
That's an interesting question.
Was it like, okay, if we like the bangs, then we'll do the rest of the hair? And they didn't like the bangs, so they're like, ooh, we better not do the rest.
Well,
That was just the
she was
strip.
probably hoping that she wouldn't like the bangs and she wouldn't want to do the rest.
Right. Or it's like, you know what? You're not old enough for the rest of that head. Just the bangs. And then when you turn 12, you can get the rest of your hair permed.
Oh, God. Kind of sounds like, well, it's the opposite of Aunt Karen's home Tony, because she have her hair, but straight, she had the permed hair, but straight bangs.
Right.
Mhm. She just had that Clarabelle look where it came around her.
She said she looked like a clown.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's that Clarabelle look. Clarabelle was a clown in my day.
I'd like to just make an announcement to all the listeners. If you could please call in with your perm stories and pictures. I think we could have a whole album that we could put up on social of all the bad perms.
Yes, you can email us the pictures at heysiseatthis@gmail.com and call in to the hotline 866-4-HEY-SIS. Hey Sis with your poodle perm story.
Yeah, or a kitchen conundrum. Either we'll take all stories, but we're really enjoying these perm stories. It's so good.
Oh, it's really good.
Wonder what would happen if I got a perm today.
I don't know. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Oh, do you want to make a bet where like the loser has to get a perm?
Kind of.
Let's think of something good. There was this one time Courtney and I were at brunch or breakfast one day, and we're waiting in line, and there's this guy wearing this outfit, and he was like, what, in like hot pink shorts and like a cutoff tank with like a flamingo on it or something. It was just a really out there.
It was not Halloween time.
No. And we were chatting like, ooh, that's an interesting outfit. And I said, oh, what did he lose, a bet or something? So we've always kind of had that running joke. So I think if the bet is lost, you got to get a perm.
I'm not ready to.
I'm going to order the
yet.
home Tony on eBay that I saw the other day.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I'm not going to. I will. Let me marinate on that.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm just going to go on a limb and say I think y'all both lost your minds.
That we're little idiots.
Now, you're little idiots for sure, but I mean, you really lost your minds now.
We're just striving for good content always.
Yeah. We just want to bring the laughs, you know?
Okay. Well, that'd make me laugh.
Well, if we don't sign off now, this podcast is going to be about 2 hours long.
Yeah,
so I think we
Let's
need to wrap it up.
I do want to say that we will be finally recording the senior tutorial video on how to listen to a podcast.
I can't wait for that. All right. Well, in true Hey Sis fashion, I love you. I love your shows.
Love you, love your show.
No, I love both of y'all equally and love your show.
Just admit you really love me more. It's okay.
Shh.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you.
Love y'all.
Thank you so much for listening to Hey Sis, Eat This. If you LOL'd, peed your pants a little bit, or even smirked, please hit subscribe if you haven't already. And feel free to rate and review, but only if it's positive.
Also, visit our website for recipes and to sign up for our newsletter at heysiseatthis.com.